needs to be said. This would be like a little part of my testimony.
Okay.
So, back when I really found God, Father, I was going to a small church with my friend. I'd just come out of going to Catholic church, and I said, well, I thought to myself, I want to figure out what other type of religions there are. So I started hanging out with a friend of mine. He was going to a little Baptist church ran by his family. And you wouldn't think it, being Catholic, most of these churches are big and gigantic, but I went to this little bitty, small, used to be a house that was now converted to a church. And I received more spirituality in that one little church there than I ever did in any big church in my life. That's where I really first fell down and sought atonement and found Father. And when that happened, what was on me was conviction, and I couldn't even make it 3 feet to the altar that they had set up to pray there to ask for atonement. I couldn't even make it. I fell out. Now, past that, I'm coming back to this car thing since we're working on cars and stuff here. Some while after that, at that time I was around 20, maybe 1 or 2. And I was working on my own car at the time. I was a truck. I was doing, hot rod stuff too. And I was learning how to pull out a motor, and I was doing it by myself. And I just got kind of saved and everything, and it may have been a few months after I got saved. I don't remember the timeline. But the main point is this. As I was working on this car, I kept saying, Father, you're going to help me. And I started becoming disgruntled and angry. And I would say, Father, you're supposed to be on my team. And I'd say, why aren't you helping me? And I'd be screaming back up at him. And not even after I would scream something at him, I'd be trying to pull out a bolt or put a bolt in or line. Actually, what I was doing was lining the motor and transmission into the frame of the other truck. And I was trying to line this thing up, and every time that I would say, Father, I thought you was on my side, bam, I'd smash my hand. Oh, I thought you loved me. Oh, what the heck? And I'd go back trying to fix it. Bam, I'd smack my head. Let me tell you the story behind all this. I sat there that day basically arguing with Father about thinking it was his fault that I couldn't stab this motor and do all these things. But what ended up happening to me is I beat myself up. When I got done that day, I never finished stabbing that motor. I could never get the simplest part of it done, which is basically lining the daggum thing up. I ended up beating myself up all day, cursing the Father the entire time, asking why I thought he was on my side, thought he was helping me, thought he loved me and all this other stuff. And he does. Thing was, I was in my ego and in my own entrapment of myself, okay, and causing this upon myself. And that was caused upon myself because I was in my own ego once again. So, like I said, I would sit there and be cursing back at Father, asking why he wouldn't help me, and I would beat myself up some more. At the end of the day, I looked like, physically, I got into a fight. Literally. I had a black eye. I had a big old cut across my forehead. My hands looked like somebody beat them with a hammer. And I was bleeding everywhere. And disgruntled and unhappy. The coolest thing happened, though, when I sat down long enough to gain some silence. In that moment, Father came to me and he said, are you done? And I said, what do you mean, am I done? He said, are you done fighting against me now? And that right there opened my eyes on a whole new level. Am I done fighting against him now? You see? And that's what it means to make this choice and this atonement. Are you fighting against Father, or are you allowing Father to work and fight with you, for you, through you? That's what this boils down to. You have a beautiful day.